Hello my colouring friends, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'll be colouring this mushroom with my Sennelier oil pastels. So I have the small set of the oil pastels and I haven't used them for quite some time, maybe even a year. That's really bad, so I need to colour something. And I found that Timea Herczeg's book was perfect for this because she has single-sided sheets. And yeah, so I went on to Pinterest to have a look at some an image with those white dots on top of the mushroom, and I found this one with the kind of green forest background, and that's the kind of image that I felt like I was looking for at the back of my mind, because when I've seen other people use oil pastels with their mushrooms, the green background just brings the whole thing to life. And then this particular photo had some kind of autumn leaves on the bottom. And now looking back, I feel like I could have added a little bit of red to those leaves, and it wasn't leaves in particular, it was more of just a background color. So I didn't do any kind of prep in a sketchbook or anything like that. I just thought, do you know what, I'm just gonna give it a go. I haven't really done much mushroom coloring. This is the second page in Timea Herczeg's book. So this book is called the Aesthetic Botanical Colouring Book, Easy Flowers, Mushrooms, Butterflies and Autumn Life, Colouring for Stress Relief. And like I said, that's by Timea Herczeg. So Timea was kind enough to actually send me a copy of this book and her Moths and Butterflies book. And yeah, I was so happy to receive this. So happy that she reached out to me so that I could have a little play in her book. So if you are interested in her colouring book, I'll leave a link in the description box below. And yeah, so I am an affiliate of her book, but if you do use the link, it won't be at any extra cost for you. And yeah, so I was just scribbling down all those oil pastel colours, not doing it in any particular way, just kind of going with the feeling of what colours might be there. So I thought there might be some bright green, brown, and yeah, and I felt like the last time I used my oil pastels was in a Disney colouring book called Petit Poupée. So it's a French version of like all the Disney princesses, like if they were a child or a small doll, as the translation would be, how would they look? So yeah, it's a really cute colouring book as well. And there was a page that I first did with my oil pastels when I first got them, was the flower page, like the singing flowers from Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, I haven't really used my oil pastels for a whole page for quite some time now. I think I've only done one page completely filled with oil pastels. I used it like maybe here and there. I did another page in Johanna Basford's book for the background when I was trying to follow Olivier Odorant's page, or like the last page in Small Victories, and it's like a magical island. And yeah, I did like a kind of green to blue sunsetty thing of the sky. Well, not sunset, but a sky with clouds and then a moon or 3 moons. I can't remember now. But yeah, so that was really fun. And yeah, I don't know why I haven't used my oil pastels since then. But yeah, so I thought let's get them out on Timea's book. And so this is my second mushroom colouring in her book. The first one that I did was testing out my new alcohol markers by Winsor & Newton. So if you want to check that out, you can. And yeah, so I was really like surprised with myself at how well it turned out. And yeah, even doing this page as well, I was like quite surprised with myself at how it turned out. So I felt like I could have gone a little bit further, maybe adding some Posca to cover up the black lines. But once I had got to a point and finished it, I felt like, you know, I'm done. So yeah, I really had fun with this. So the past couple of colouring pages that I've done took me about 9.5 hours over a week. And then this one I did in a day over a couple of hours. So it's a nice, easy and quick colouring page to do, which is what it's meant to be. It's meant to be an easy colouring book, as it says in the title. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And when I felt like I reached a point where I could blend it, I could have blended this with my finger, but as I was blending it with my finger, not only did the texture feel a little bit too sticky, and I felt like maybe I should have added more pastel, I felt like in those tiny areas around the mushroom, it would be easier to actually blend it with some mineral spirit. So I have the Sennelier odorless mineral spirit, and I use my Raphael texturer brush in a number 6. So it just happened to be that I was looking for a stiff brush, and this is just what I happen to use for any oil pastels, or even when I'm adding mineral spirit to my polychromos colouring pencils on top. So yeah, so I feel like once I added that mineral spirit onto the red and even the green, it's just like, wow, poof, that vibrancy of the colours just come out, and it just, wow, like you can really see that Sennelier pigment coming through. And that's just what I love about these oil pastels, is just how bright and vibrant they are. That's what like I just love about them, and that's why I thought they would be great for this page, because the mushroom would be red, the background would be green, and those two colours are just fantastic. I just love the lipstick red colour. It's just so gorgeous. And I could have coloured my leaves green, but I decided to colour them an autumn brown, not only because the bottom was supposed to be like a kind of autumn leaf kind of background, and now you can actually see that they are supposed to be autumn leaves, but it was also because the background is green already, and by making the leaves green it would just blend everything in together, so it creates a bit more contrast by having those autumn leaves against the green background. And to finish it off, I was wondering, how shall I do my flowers? Should I have them purple, blue? What colour should I make them? Yellow. And then I was thinking, maybe when I was like searching all like the mushrooms, there were some white flowers that popped up, and some of them were daisies, and this is not a daisy, but I felt like I'll just grab that kind of color from like a white lily or something and use that, just because of the color palette. I felt like that's what would work right now. So coloring white is always a bit of a challenge, but I was trying to look at all the individual colors on that flower, and I noticed that there was a little bit of a light blue, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of that green kind of closer towards the center, and then where the pollen is supposed to sit, I thought that would be like a deep red, so just dots of the red. And yeah, so just adding a little bit more white on top of the black lines, and I used that ochre color as a kind of shadow color to kind of break it up a little bit. So you have a little bit of everything in there, all those colors. So I did one layer kind of blending it with my mineral spirit, and then I went over it again, just using the oil pastels. And the second time around I didn't actually use the mineral spirit, because I felt like that's how I wanted it, and I was kind of a little bit worried that the mineral spirit might take away that opaqueness from the white oil pastel. But yeah, when I was using these oil pastels, I haven't really used them like a neo color by grabbing the paint directly from the tip before. But because I've been doing that recently with my watercolor pencils, I felt like it was quite cool to do that here. And I felt like it really worked on the stem of the mushroom, because that is also supposed to be like a white-ish color. So yeah, it was a way of just adding like a subtle color, and then if I want to, I can add a little bit more color on top afterwards. So I hope you have liked this coloring. Make sure to give it a like, thumbs up, and a subscribe. And yeah, I'll put some music on now so you can enjoy the rest of this, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Alright guys, take care. See ya. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.